about quadratic equation. How do you recognize a quadratic equation? First and foremost thing, a quadratic equation is represented by an expression ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. This is the second degree equation, right? So this is the indication that the equation is quadratic. Moreover, we see that the entire equation is equated to 0. Okay? So this is a second degree equation, that means the highest power of x is 2. Okay? Such an equation will have two solution sets. Okay? So normally we have seen simple equation in which there is one variable, so only one solution set for that variable. Then we have simultaneous equations in which there are two variables x and y, a and b, like that. So you solve them simultaneously. There are different methods. But in quadratic equation we have single variable x, okay, and there are two solution sets. These solution sets are called alpha, beta, and are called roots of the equation. Okay, so there are two methods to solve this quadratic equation. The first method is by factor method, okay, and the second method is formula method. Okay, both are applicable. Okay, so this is the second method, which is called the formula method. Okay, now let us take an example to understand these methods. Now let us take one equation, x square plus 8x plus 15 equals to 0. Okay, by applying factor method, let us factorize this. This is a trinomial which can be factorized by middle term expression. Okay, so this implies x square plus 3x plus 5x plus 15 equals to 0. How did you came to know about this? Multiply the constant term by the coefficient of x square and get the prime factors. Okay, so these are the prime factors. So we have broken this as a sum of two numbers. Now factorize this. This is x plus 3 plus 5, then x plus 3. Okay, so this means x plus 3 into x plus 5 equals to 0. Now if a into b is 0, either this is equal to 0 or this is equal to 0. So we can say either x plus 3 equal to 0, this means x equals to minus 3, or x plus 5 equal to 0, this implies x equal to minus 5. So the solution set x, which means alpha, beta, these are namely minus 3, minus 5. Okay, now let's come to the formula method. In formula method, we have to recognize a, b and c. C is the constant term free of x, the coefficient of x is b, and the coefficient of x square is a. Let's take the same equation, x square plus 8x plus 15 equal to 0. If you compare this equation with ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0, okay, then the value of a is 1, the value of b is 8, and the value of c is 15. Okay, so now let's use the formula. The formula is x equals to minus b. This is minus by default. Put the sign of b whatever you have inside this bracket. Then plus minus under root b square minus 4ac. The whole divided by 2a. Okay. Now let's put the value. It's minus, b is 8 positive, so it is minus 8, plus minus under root. This is 8 square, 64. Minus 4 into 1 into 15, that is 60, divided by 2 into 1, the value of a is 2, so 2 into 1 is 2. Okay, now that brings the equation x equals to minus 8 plus minus 64 minus 60 is 4, the square root of this is 2. Now select one positive value for alpha. Suppose it is minus 8 plus 2 by 2, that is minus 6 by 2, so we have minus 3. Here we got alpha minus 3, suppose. Then the second one, beta equals to, select the negative sign, minus 8 minus 2 by 2, that brings minus 10 by 2, and this is minus 5. So beta equal to minus 5. So whatever method you follow, the answer is going to not change, okay? It will be the same. So these are two methods to solve the equation. Now there are two methods to derive the equation, okay? Now suppose sometimes the question asks, find the sum of the roots and the product of the roots, okay? You are given the equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, and here you have to find the sum of the roots and the product of the roots, okay? Without solving this equation you can find it out. See the formula. For alpha plus beta we have minus the coefficient of x, that is b, divided by a, okay? And for product of the roots we have c by a, okay? Now let us apply this and see whether we are getting this. You can see that the sum of the roots for this alpha plus beta is minus 8, okay? Now look at this formula. Here we have the equation x square plus 8x plus 15 equal to 0. The same equation, okay? For this we are going to find the sum of the roots and product of roots without solving the equation. By applying this formula, alpha plus beta comes minus 8 by, the coefficient of x square is 1, so the answer is minus 8. Yes, it is true, because you can see that the sum of the roots minus 3 minus 5, that is alpha plus beta is minus 8. Now come to the product of the roots. We have the constant term divided by coefficient of x square, that is c by a. Now in this equation, what is the constant term? 15 divided by 1, that comes to 15. Yes, it is correct, because if you find the product of alpha and beta, minus 3 into minus 5, it comes plus 15. I hope this is clear to all of you. Now let us find the derivation of the equation, okay? That means we are going to derive the quadratic equation. Derivation of quadratic equation. We have already done two methods to solve the equation, okay? Please make sure that you are expressing in the standard form. This is the standard form of the quadratic equation. Without this form you can't solve it, whether you are doing problem sum or questions from the chapter, okay? You have to express the equation in this form. This is the standard form of quadratic equation, okay? Now the first method, suppose alpha is given, okay? We are taking the same equation, the same solution set. We have minus 3 alpha and beta is minus 5. You are given two roots of the equation, you want the quadratic equation. There is a formula method for this, that is the one-step solution. This is the first method to get the quadratic equation. Please apply this method only, okay? We have the equation x square minus sum of roots into x plus product of roots plus product of roots equal to 0. That means x square minus the sum of roots is alpha plus beta, okay, into x plus within bracket product of the roots alpha into beta, okay. This will help you to solve immediately. Now let's put the value x square minus, what is the sum of the roots? Minus 3 minus 5 plus product within bracket minus 3 into minus 5. So we have x square minus, this is minus 8x inside the bracket, okay, plus this is plus 15. On opening the bracket you get the equation x square plus 8x plus 15 equal to 0. Is that clear? So we got the same equation whose solution set you found. So this is applicable, no doubt the sum and product is given or alpha beta is given, okay. There is yet another method, okay. Now the second method is for derivation of quadratic equation. Okay, see, you are given the value of the sum of the roots and product of the roots, but this equation is only applicable if you know individual values of alpha and beta. Now start putting the value. X is given as alpha, okay, that is the value of alpha is given to you, okay, minus 3, and the second value x is given minus 5. This implies if x equal to minus 3, then x plus 3 is 0. Here also, if x is minus 5, this means x plus 5 equal to 0. Okay. Now, if a is 0, b is 0, then a into b is also 0. So we can write this as x plus 3 into x plus 5 equal to 0. Okay. This means x square plus 8x plus 15 equal to 0. So this is another method for solving, I mean to get the quadratic equation when the values of alpha and beta are given. Okay. But if the sum and product is given, you can't use this equation, you have to come back this. So I would like to prefer to adopt this method if you want to solve the quadratic equation. Okay. I hope the chapter is very clear. So you might be getting questions on MCQ based questions, so be prepared for that. Okay. Thanks for watching.